from thefinancialbulls.com with another bi-weekly market recap and some setups for the next 2 weeks. And it's been a while since I did my last video. I've been having some problems with freestockcharts.com. I don't know, it's just the servers weren't really working for me. Something was happening. I don't really know. But I switched to tradingview.com, and I actually really like this a lot more than free stock charts. They're actually way more symbols. You can look at like a direct price chart of crude oil and other things really easily. You can put a bunch of different indicators on. It's pretty cool. I just think this most of all the charts just look really smooth, and it gives you it's very nice and simple as opposed to free stock charts, which is also a great service, but whatever. So let's focus on the market. So right now the market has been crazy, but for us traders, it's been a perfect market to trade. As you see, the past 2 years, we've just had these, this constant steady uptrend with dips that were bought, maybe sell some rallies along the way, whatever. But right now, we've just been bouncing off between this 1830, 1980 level and this 2065 level. So pretty much the trade these past few weeks have just been buying the low end of the channel and selling the top end. And if you're reading like what the market participants are doing, there's been some pretty obvious signals. And I'm not more of a technical analysis guy. I like reading kind of volume and reading the market participants, kind of like a form of tape reading in a way, but not really, but taking advantage of retail traders who don't really know what they're doing. Like I mean, I wasn't that long ago. I kind of had no clue what I was doing, but now it's like easy to read, the weak hands from the strong hands, and to follow the institutions that usually fake people out before they actually let the moves happen. So right here, for example, let's go on the SPY actually, the ETF. You can see that the buyable signal was down here at this 198.66 level. I'll go on a 15-minute chart. What happened? Oh, that was beautiful. So basically, 2 days ago, before this nice little rally started, the market breached this level in the morning, and that's signaling for a lot of people to go short and to sell into, sell the breakdown. It's very simple. It violated this recent pivot low. So short sellers sold, people who were long also sold. And then what happened, as the price started to creep back up, you have this big strong move upward, which is from false moves come fast moves. This was a shakeup pretty much. It touched off all these stops. It got people short, and then it had a short squeeze. People were forced to cover. People who sold out here bought again, and you had this nice move off of that low. So, the dumb money, as I would say, were selling here, while the smart money was buying around this area. And ever since then, on the 15-minute chart, the market has gone higher in the past few days, except today was actually a cause for concern, because as you can see right here, it did the opposite of this pattern, where it faked out everybody from the other side of the trade. So on the 5-minute chart, you can see here, every single time it broke above the previous resistance, sorry, I'm using resistance, but it broke above the previous, demand and supply areas. I got to be more like anti-technical analysis. It's great and everything, but I feel like it's kind of played out in a way. So once it broke above this 205 level, traditionally traders would be buying the breakout. But then you can see here, it went below that, shook everybody out, shook out all the stops for the shorts, shook out all people who bought this right here, and then you just have this vicious move downward later in the day. So while I wouldn't say like go all in short right here, this kind of little red dog reversal, as Scott Redler of T3 Live would say, would be a cause for concern in the short term. So I feel like the least of path resistance here is down. You had two massive up days and then a shaky day right here, but the market was kind of flat. So that's my overall view of the market. I really have no opinion on the market, 3 months, 6 months out. But right now, I feel like it'd be time to line up on positions, focus on the short side, as the market's had a nice 2-day run. And I mean, hey, it had a 3-day run here, and everyone's saying, oh, the market's so exhausted, it needs a rest. It had 1 day of rest, and then it kept on going. So I could be wrong. But this price action right here, I don't think is really conducive to the rally continuing. This just sharp sell-off on a huge volume, faking out all these people. I feel like the market heads lower. So now for some individual plays. What I focus on now with these plays is I like buying stocks where the sentiment is very bearish, and I feel like that's the time when the stocks rally. And as people like Paul Tudor Jones said, that you have to be some sort of contrarian to actually be a good trader. You follow the crowd. It's kind of it could work. All trading systems work, but I feel like it's easier to buy a stock that's sold off 20 points and then to hope for a 10-point rally than to buy a stock that's gone up 20 points and then hope for it to continue. And it's against all the traditional rules of trend following and everything, but it's possible if you have defined levels of risk in your trading. So some stocks that I'm watching right now. I put these on my watch list yesterday so we can see how some of them did. YY was interesting. Basically, what happened here is it had that same pattern. Big down day. So nice sort of little sell off. And then right here was the big down day. And then this day right here, it penetrated that day's prior low, but it couldn't hold it. The short sellers couldn't push it back below that day's low. Excuse me. And then the price rallied above that. And it had some nice follow through today, up 1.44%. So I like that. RLYP was another stock. This stock's a little not as convincing, but it had a nice sell off from 38 down to 32. So you're thinking buy. I mean, the smart money's selling up here. The dumb money is the one that's kept on selling down here. So it's kind of self-fulfilling in a way. And right here you have this previous day's low at 32.26, and the reason it got on my radar is not only did it break below that level intraday right here, it broke below it, but it couldn't hold it, and it rallied hard back above it, just like the overall market did in the opposite way. And then also what I liked is you had volume that was higher than this day, which showed that, I'm a believer that volume precedes price, because that's the only thing that moves stocks technically is volume. It's buying and selling pressure. It's supply and demand. So this volume was higher, which signaled to me that maybe this short-term trend could maybe change. And this is where the money is, guys. I mean, if you can buy some calls here, you're not making money buying calls up here. They're high. They're over. If you buy calls after a nice rally, they're going to be high priced. But if you buy them after a sell off like this and the calls are just getting pummeled, I mean, that's where the pot of gold is, picking these tops and bottoms short term, which is possible. And right here, it had some nice follow through too. It was up 1% while the market was flat to down. But I don't really like this volume today, so I would lighten up on position if you got long here. Some more stocks that have had some nice sell-offs. HMIN. Oh, that's the opposite. Whoops. We'll get to that in a sec. What else? Sorry, I have this watch list here. BMRN. Yeah, so this stock, it sold off. It's been having some trouble with that $100 area. Sold off a little bit. And then it got to $90. That's 10%, so not a little bit. It's actually a lot. And then today had a nice day where you can see here on the 15-minute chart is it broke below at the open, but it couldn't hold that level, and you got to respect a stock that shows that much strength where, bearish, it broke below the level, but then it just comes right back up above it. That shows some underlying strength in the stock. And this, if you buy some calls, it'd be a nice one to buy. The stock's been sold off. If you want to just be a little cute here and buy a few calls, that wouldn't be a bad idea. What I am a little bit scared about, though, is this volume is kind of weak for a bounce of this magnitude. So I feel like it's better than most stocks in the market to buy, but I feel like you can have some better plays. There was one good one that I was trying to find. Bear with me here for a sec. TSEM, this was it. Tower Semiconductor, #1 play. I believe in this stock. So basically, this is a beautiful pattern right here. So you have, first of all, it's in a nice uptrend, which just adds to it. But I don't really care about that. I just care about the current market action. So what you have here is this sharp sell-off, and this is $16.48 to $13.57. So this is 15+%. And what you have is increasing volume too. But these last 2 days have been interesting, where there was a narrow range day on high volume, and then this day, today, violated that recent low. All right. So it violated that recent low right here, but it couldn't hold below that, just like the other days, red dog reversal. So as you can see here, it broke below that previous low at 1393, and then just rallied hard above it and continued the rally upwards. So that shows me that the sellers, they're getting exhausted. There's no one left to sell in a way. Now it's just room for buyers. And look at this volume right here. That's beautiful volume on that up day. So I think you could hit the all-time highs. I don't know, is that all-time highs? Oh, sorry, not nearly. No, not all-time highs. Correct me. Sorry about that. But short-term 52-week highs at $16.56 and beyond. I would definitely be buying calls here. This looks like a very promising stock. And you can see, the intraday chart, it's just a strong stock. This is what it looks like. Stock gets beaten in the morning, and then it just has a nice rally. And this is after, a pretty steep sell-off. So this is where the pot of gold is. If you can call the bottom right, you'll be paid handsomely. For stocks that I would sell short, going to the other one, which I was talking about, HCNP. Oh, this is another stock. Yeah, nice little sell-off, high volume today. Previously than the down days, maybe a nice little run back up after this sell-off. Some stocks that I would sell short. You have CLB. Basically here you have declining volume on the up days, which I don't like, and then this little day here. So, and this after a run up from $80, excuse me. Let me take away the volume a sec to make sure. From 86 all the way to 107 in 4 days. You tell me. You think any institutions or hedge funds are buying right here after this, 25% run up? No, that'd be an idiotic thing to do. The hedge funds were buying down here. And now I feel like some of them may take their profits if it was a quick trade, but there'll be no institutional buying up here, only selling, in my opinion. We have, what was that, DNOW. This stock I saw right here. And as you can see here, moderate volume, but then you had this big volume down day, and it broke above the previous. It was a red dog reversal. I'll just say that. I don't have to explain. You see this pattern, broke above the previous day's high, closed below it, trapped a lot of people, trapped a lot of shorts, trapped a lot of longs, momentum players, and those types of shakeouts are the favorites of HFTs and institutions to do to retail traders. It's kind of vicious, but it's important for people to take advantage of that. So as you can see here, broke above the previous day's high, couldn't hold it, broke below, and it had follow through today. I mean, it was down 4% today, so it was pretty big. I don't see a reason why this can go down to $22 in the next few days. Some more stocks, CLB, Core Laboratories. Oh, we just went over that. Sorry about that. TSM, no. ACN, this one's a nice short. So this was, as I say, a dark cloud cover. So you have a nice rally from $83 to $89. This is a big cap company. And right here you had an open way above the previous day's high. As you can see, that bar right here. But the stock just was too weak and just couldn't hold that level. And this is after a nice run up, so this weakness I feel like would be a good time to sell, despite the volume. The volume's kind of weak today for such a magnified move, so I'd be careful. But at least the path resistance for this stock is definitely down. But TDPH, no, don't listen to that. But I feel like right now, DNOW, that's probably your most promising short. You're selling into strength. And then just for a big cap name, aside from all these kind of mid cap companies that aren't really well known, Apple, probably the most talked about stock in the world. I'm not liking it up here. It's at all-time highs, and as you can see, it had a red dog reversal here, then followed by low volume, and this day right here really caught my eye, where the stock did nothing, and this was when the Dow Jones rallied like 350 points, the Nasdaq rallied a ton. So there's some relative weakness here, even though it's some relative strength today. I just feel like the stock's had a huge one from 104 to 121. It's hanging around this area, and it's not really consolidating on low volume. It's on high volume. It's just acting weird. I don't know. There's no set pattern. I just feel like no smart money would be buying up here. They bought down here. This is for the dumb money to catch these fake outs before and shake all the dumb money out before I feel like there's a nice move down. And then just some plays that worked well that I want to highlight, kind of brag about. ADXS, this was a great short. I was looking at this. This was the red dog reversal right here. Yeah, it wasn't higher volume than the up day, but it was just 2 days of high volume, which some sort of turning point. And this went from $11 to $9 in a day, little recovery, and now it's collapsed. And this is talking about a collapse from $14 to $7.55 after a run up from $2 though. So it's all relative, but you've had some nice selling pressure there. And then FLWS, that was a nice long. This was where I was looking at it to buy. You had a nice red dog reversal below the previous low here. Nice volume too above the 21-day moving average, which is right here. And then it's been off to the races ever since. I mean, this stock has rallied hard. And then Under Armour as well. This was another stock. The red dog reversal was right here. This had nice volume on the up day, breached the prior low, couldn't hold it, trapped a lot of retail traders, and then it was just time for the extended move. And I'm surprised it's actually continued higher. They may have reported earnings today. I don't know. And all right, that's it. So there's a picture of the overall market, short term, neutral to bearish, but that's just for the time being. It could change, but there are definitely a lot of long plays and short plays to take advantage of. So while it's good to trade with the overall market, these are, like right here, Core Laboratories, these are some convincing plays. I mean, if the market got oversold and there was this big overbought run, it's still okay selling into that, even though the market's already oversold. Well, I'm not saying it is, I'm just saying in general. But right now I'd focus on shorts in a way. Like I really like shorting this. Or if you want to buy, my top play would definitely be the Taiwan Semiconductor. That just looks like a beautiful chart that will probably resolve higher. Just nice shakeout and oversold stock. It's probably going to go back to 52-week highs and make a lot of people a lot of money. So thank you for watching, and see you in a couple weeks, and good luck trading.